Hey guys, I'm back, and we are still budget blading. It's the summer. It's budget blade summer. Okay, so I've got two blades here from Eafengrow, and Eafengrow has, well, they got caught being bad in the recent past. They got caught fibbing and lying. They also have a big tendency to copy, and I don't mean inspired by. I mean they copy bad. Now, if some of these Eafengrow models look very similar, look very familiar, I should say to you, well, they should. It's because these are not Eafengrow designs. Well, not original Eafengrow designs, and these are just some of them. These are the ones that I have. These are, well, you might recognize them as ZTs because they are originally. They're ZT designs, and they make like minute little changes. These ones, I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember what these originally are, but I'm sure somebody will throw them in the comments. But they will copy the designs and then make them at a much reduced price, and you know, but they're not clones. Because they're not putting the other brands. They put their own. Well, they have no brand on them, do they? But they're certainly not the originals. Anyway, that's something we can debate. What Eafengrow got caught doing, and we're going to take a look at two of their more recent designs in JADE Obsession. What Eafengrow got caught doing was labeling things as D2, which were actually not D2. And this was when D2 was still, D2 has had this, D2 was a very premium and high-end steel once upon a time. You may or may not remember. D2 was you paid extra for D2. D2 was special. And now D2 is not. D2 has been, I often refer to D2 as a carbon steel, and it is, but it's all, technically, I have been incorrect in doing that. D2 is a tool steel. D2 is not technically a carbon steel. It is most appropriate to call D2 a tool steel. Now, what is the difference? Well, we'll get into that at a later date. But D2, for a long time, enjoyed a premium steel status, we'll say. And it certainly is, in many circles, considered to be better than, Chinese alphabet 8 or 9 CR. Well, it turns out that a certain YouTuber had sent off some Eafengrow knives because people were saying that the edges were not holding up, and that they weren't performing the way they should for D2. And he had them tested, and they came back as more consistent with 8CR13 type blades. Now this one it says 8CR, but anyway. So Eafengrow then came back and said, "Gee, we're real sorry. We didn't realize it was." I mean, they didn't lie. They didn't say like, "Oops, our mistake." Well, they did actually at first. They were like, "Oh, but we thought it was." But then they said, "Look, we didn't think it was that big a deal." They just said, "We didn't think it was that big a deal. Oops, we won't do it again." So, whatever. There's the backstory. Now, looking at these two models, I picked them out because, well, number one, they are budget priced. And even if, let's say that they are lying about the D2 steel on these, and they are actually 8CR13 or 9CR13, at the price you can get these at on Amazon, I don't even care. Because even if if both of these knives, and this one is the EF936 Survival Hiking Jade, and this one is the EF937. This says Vival and Outdoor, but I get that that's supposed to say Survival and Outdoor. Even if these are 8CR13, I was able to get these both for I believe under $20, $19.99 on Amazon. So at that price, even if these turn out to be 8CR13 blades, I don't care. I don't care that they're not real D2, because the price is right. I mean, now some people might say, well, you can't expect real D2 for that price. These days, yeah, you can. D2 has really come down. I mean, and I tell the story about, like, you know, it used to be on the Benchmade custom knife builder for Griptilians back when I was the only one. You would pay an extra $15 or $20 to upgrade your blade from 154 cm to D2. It was a premium steel. Now it's kind of, they've moved on. But anyway, so let's start with the 936. Now I picked both these out. There are a few different models available. I like the looks of these two, honestly. So both of them are JADE G10 and healthy sized pieces of G10, chunky sized pieces of G10, not skimpy little ones. And JADE obsession with blue anodized hardware throughout. So I mean, nice looking pieces here. You know, and once again, okay, so I'm going to throw this into once upon a time, anodized hardware, deep carry clips. And JADE, you know, JADE is a special edition kind of thing for a lot of knife makers. So I'm just saying from the outset, for $20, you're getting what a lot of people would charge extra for. Now we can have our debate about made in China, but the truth is, Eafengrow quality, it's not great, it's not top of the line, but again, for a $20 knife, it's good. Eafengrow is good. It's a company that I would, past transgressions, put it away, and notwithstanding, it's not a bad knife company. Wouldn't be my first choice, but they make decent quality stuff. You know, look at the ano and the finish on this backspacer on what is basically a Sinkovich copy, but I mean, we're not reviewing these. I mean, these are already, I've reviewed these in previous videos, but now they've gone to full branding on these, so at least they're taking responsibility. But wow, what a nice blade, you know. Now I want to, because it is D2, they're a little oily out of the package, which they should be, right? They protect it, which is nice, or they say D2, but you know, the fact that they come all oily should speak to maybe it really is. But beautiful finish, satin finish on the blade. Kind of harpoon tanto sort of shape. More stylistic than it needs to be on the handle, but it, which was a little bigger, but man, choil, perfect where it needs to be. Nice jimping on the thumb ramp there, and it's contour. I don't know. It's not the most comfortable I've ever held, but the contouring is nice. Contouring is nice, and for again, a $20 knife, and I think actually it's increased a little bit. I mean, you can still find it on sale. They're on sale all the time. If the price has gone up, just put it in your shopping cart or like on a wish list, and just go back and check. And like once every month or once every other month, they're back on sale. But it's, you know, it's got design features. I really like this stepped look on the G10 there. I think that's really kind of cool looking. And it feels nice in your hand. What I love is that it's got the flipper there. And so it almost is a front flipper. You know, the flipper's so far forward. But what that does is that gives you the momentum and the leverage to where you don't need a big, huge flipper. So basically, this is not push button at all. You can barely, you know, get it to move with the D10 as a push button, but it's 100% light switch, and it flips open every time, because of the positioning of it. But because of the way it's engineered, and this is good thinking, this is good engineering, this is well done for a less expensive knife. They don't need a real big flipper there. So that flipper almost disappears when you open the knife. And it's not there sticking out, it's not annoying. And if you take a look, there's just the most subtle recurve in the main blade there. In the main area, the main, not so much belly. Well, it's kind of the belly, but I mean on a Tonto it's hard because you got like 2 areas of belly. But I really kind of I dig this one. And originally, so you know, truth be told, I've opened these. I've had these for a while, and I just haven't done the review. Clip is not like one of those killer clips you got to break in too much, but it's got some good retention on it. There's no soup for anybody. Right hand tip up only, but that works fine for me. It's chunky though. It is a chunky knife, and it's going to take up some room in your pocket. But centering is perfect. I'm not doing the lock test right now. I mean, I could, but I'm just not going to. It's kind of hard to gauge the lockup in there though, because the way it's designed to engage with the stop pin when it's closed, the flipper comes out and back a little bit, so it's kind of hard to see the lockup, but it's good lockup right there. The reason I'm not doing the lock test on these is because if you remember back on the unboxing and review videos of some of these old ones, they didn't do so hot before and I ended up cutting my hand. So, but here's number 1. Now number 2, what is this? The 937. More conventional kind of look and feel, but still very, very nicely done. Artistic kind of, you know, look on it. It's got some nice jimping on the spine there. Same clip, exact same clip, but still positioned really nicely. On both of these, so, you know, we've been debating for a while, and there is in EDC Blades, that's a Facebook group I'm in, on the DocP Facebook. We've been talking about deep carry clips. A lot of people are. I love deep carry clips because, and it has nothing to do with hiding a knife or making it like concealed. I just don't like my knife sticking up over my pocket where I can bump into things. I like it secure in my pocket. I like it not hitting things. I like it not grabbing on anything as I sit down or anything like that. And it really, to me, there's no I've never had a problem with a knife with not being able to get it easily out of my pocket with a deep carry clip. Now, that being said, some people say, well, if that's a problem, your solution is a lanyard. These both have very nice accessible lanyard areas, if that's your thing. But anyway, so much more conventional shape here. Same kind of flipper arrangement. Love that blade. Look at that blade. It's got a dragon right on the blade. I hope you guys, most of you guys always get my references. But this one also has that beautiful satin finish. Grind lines are gorgeous. Oh, look at it. Just look at it. And this one I think is a much more comfortable handle. Much more comfortable handle. It fits my hand perfectly. And you know the thing is, they're about the same size. It's just the way that they did the contouring, making it so thin on the end there. This one gives you much more meat to hold on to. So this one has a lot more stylized stuff going on, a lot more machining with the G10, which is really nice. But this one is just, it's just more of a classic conventional shape, and I feel like I can just hold on to it a lot better, you know? But again, we've got some jimping right up there where the thumb goes, and I could imagine this blade. And I can't remember this has a name, and I know that Kurt is gonna probably be one of the first ones to chime in with that blade shape, but I'm sure there's gonna be others. It's not drop point. It's got an actual name right there, and it's escaping me right now because it is 2:13 in the morning. But this is such a great multi-use utility blade shape for so many different things. This one's a little bit off-center, just a little bit. But, you know, great action still, though. And these are not on bearings. These are on... Are they? The action on this one feels a little bit smoother and better. But this one just has... What a great feel I think if I were to pick my favorite out of these two new ones, although this has just a wicked awesome blade shape. What am I, from Boston now? Am I parking the car in Harvard Yard? This one, I love the conventional lines on it, you know? And I think this one would probably be prone to be in my pocket a little bit more. Although I think a lot of people might like the cool. There's a cool factor to this one that this one doesn't have. You know what? Now I still have this KPL because I'm still trying to set up a good kind of test. This one needs a little bit of extra oomph right now, and I'm wondering if KPL is what it needs. And KPL says that it has this capillary action to it. So let's see if a little bit of KPL just put right in there around the pivot does the trick. Oh wow, that's that's maybe it is as good. Maybe it is worth $15 a tube. Look at that. Holy donkey balls. Okay. So anyway, these are just two of the. I'm gonna be getting another pair to compare. I can definitely, though, these newer versions versus now. Of course, these are modeled. These two are modeled after ZTs, but I can absolutely see a quality improvement in the way the G10 has done on these newer versions versus these older ones. These are gorgeous. These are gorgeous. If you're interested in checking these out, I'm going to put these on my Amazon influencer page under favorite folders. So there's a link to the Amazon influencer page in the video description. Just go to it, look under the list of folding knives, and I will have these two on there. Like I said, I don't know, the prices fluctuate, but if you just keep checking, you can find these both for under $20, because I did. And I've noticed that the prices go up and down and up and down. Look at that. Look at the blades. Look at the way they're finished. That's just beautiful. So anyway, new additions for Budget Blade Summer. When I'm finished looking at all the Eafengrows, I'll probably do a giveaway on one or two of them. Because I think we're going to be looking at 5 or 6 by the time we're all done. Right now, this one, the 937, I think is my favorite. But Eafengrow it's a name that I don't talk about often because it's a name with a bad reputation. I don't give a damn about my bad reputation. But they got caught doing bad. This one is, well, needs a little bit better detent. This one's definitely on bearings. They got caught doing bad, and oh, that is just crying for a little tritium vial in there. They got caught doing bad, but they, they've got some good pieces for good money, for good price, and if I had the resource, if I knew where to send stuff to get tested, it would be interesting to send one of these new ones off to see if they're really D2 again now or not. But anyway, I would whether these are D2 or these are 8 or 9 CR13 for the price I got them for, I would absolutely put one in my pocket and carry it around, because the thing is their quality of construction is good enough that I wouldn't want one of these as like a life depends on it kind of knife, but as an EDC or even a not a hard use, but like I'm gonna take it in the woods one day, maybe one day of camping, just as like a try it out kind of knife for one day. I'd throw it in there, but I definitely carry it in just EDC kind of situations for sure. They do make decent quality knives. Some are more practical than others. I do understand though that just based on the company's track record, these are not going to be attractive to some people. But when it comes to budget blades, I do encourage you to check Eafengrow out a little bit. And like I said, when I get next paycheck, I'll pick up another couple of them, and we can take a look at them too. And I will be giving one or two away when we're done with Budget Blade Summer, so that maybe some of you guys can check them out too and see what you think. So anyway, I'm curious to see what you think of these. Do you have a preference? Which one do you like more? You like the more classic shape, or you like the more kind of aggressive, stylized shape? Yes, I'm getting them all in jade because they have them in jade. Now these do come in different finishes, but I'm getting them all in jade because they are beauty fish. They very much are. And I might use some of them as we're going to do a video on how to dye jade G10 coming up. So I might use them for that. But I'd love to know your opinions on these and what you think, what you like, what you don't like. And feel free to talk about how you're angry at Eafengrow as a company, too. If you want to throw that in the comments, we can discuss that as well. Another big thank you to my Patreon guys who make cool videos possible. I would encourage you all to think about supporting on Patreon if you can. More and more as time goes on, the Patreon guys are what makes so much of what you see possible, and I cannot do this channel without them. Not at all. Although, if you don't want to make a monthly commitment to joining on Patreon, just go to the Teespring store and everybody buy t-shirts and stuff, because that really helps out too. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Look forward to your comments. You are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll be back again real soon.